friends. Welcome to Storytime. I'm so glad that you are all here with me today. My name is Evelyn. I'm one of the storytellers here at the Ann Arbor District Library, and let's get started. The first thing, though, is did you guys bring your hands? You did? Oh, good job. You have to bring your hands to Storytime because we have to use them to get our rhythm going. Ready? Boing, boing, squeak. Boing, boing, squeak. There's a story in my house. It's been about a week. I don't know where it came from. I don't know where it's been. I don't know. Where did it go? I want to hear it again. I look to my left. I look to my right. I look all around. It's still out of sight. I look on the ground and over my head. Shh, there's something in my bed. Let's see what it is today. Oh my goodness, it's our friend, Sylvester T. Snail. Hi, Sylvester. It's nice to see you again. Oh, hi, Evelyn. Oh, Sylvester, you sound a little sad. What's wrong? Well, I lost my favorite toy. Can you believe it? I was playing with it and then I just put it down and I don't know where it is. Oh no. That's tough. It's hard to lose a toy, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, do you want me to help look for it? Yeah. Okay, so what does your toy look like? Well, it's red and white. Okay, it's red and white. What is it shaped like? Well, it goes really fast in the sky, and it has wings and a spot for me to fly in. Ah! I really like it because I can go fast. Oh, Sylvester. Well, we'll find it, okay? Let's see. It's Sylvester's toy is red and white. It has wings. It can go really fast in the sky. Does anybody have a guess what his toy might be? I think it's an airplane. Yeah, let's see. Let's look. Okay, let's look over here. Oh, I don't see it there. Let's see. Let's look up here. No, it's not flying through the sky. Is it on the ground? Nope, I don't see it there. Let's look over this way. Sylvester, I see it. It's right here. Here's your toy. Yay, thank you. Want to see me pilot it? Oh, well, sure, of course. See, I can go like this, and then I'm the pilot. Vroom, 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 and I go all around so fast. Wow, Sylvester, that is really something. Well, now that you found your toy, are you ready to listen to story time? Oh yeah, except I have a very important flight, so here I go. Vroom! Well, I guess we'll see Sylvester next time, but in the meantime, we are telling stories all about lost and found. So, our first story comes from this book. It's one of our favorites, Arnold Lobel. This is Frog and Toad Are Friends, and I'm going to be telling The Lost Button from Frog and Toad Are Friends. Well, one day, Frog, hello, and Toad, hello, went for a walk. They walked across a meadow, bippity-bop, bippity-bop, bippity-bop. They walked across the woods. Crunch, 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 crunch. They walked along the brook. Burble, 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 burble. At last they came home. Whew, whew. Well, Frog said, "Oh, drat! My feet hurt and my jacket lost a button." Toad said, "Don't worry. We will go to all the places we walked and we'll find your button." So, Frog and Toad walked back to the mountain, to the meadow. Bippity-bop, bippity-bop. Toad said, let's look over here. They looked this way, then they looked this way, then they looked around, and Toad said, I found your button. Look. Ta-da! Frog said, this is not my button. My button is small and silver and round. This button is big and white and square. But I'll keep it anyway. So they kept on walking. Walk, walk, walk. They looked around. Then Toad said, I found your button. Look at this. Oh, Toad, my button was small and silver and round. That button is big and yellow and rectangular. But I'll keep it anyway. They kept walking. They looked around, and Toad said, I found your button. Yay, said Frog. Oh, Toad, that button is green and shaped like a star. My button is small and silver and round, but I'll keep it anyway. They walked on and on. Oh, Toad found so many buttons. He found an orange oval one. He found a round orange one. He found a pink one that was shaped like a flower. And finally, a yellow triangle one. When Frog saw that one, he just lost his temper. Toad, I told you, my button is small and silver and round. Ugh! And he ran away home and slammed the door. He was so mad. Then, when he got home, what did he see on the floor but, oh, here is my small, round, silver button. It was here the whole time, and I was mean to Frog, or to Toad. Oh. So, Frog had an idea. He took all those buttons that he collected and he sewed them onto a beautiful vest. And because he wanted to stay such good friends with Toad, and he felt so bad, he sewed that small silver button in a place of honor right on the front of that jacket, so that whenever Toad wore it, he would remember their adventures together. He took the jacket over to Toad and he said, Toad, I am sorry. Will you please take this jacket? And Toad said, Oh, Frog, it's the most beautiful jacket I ever saw. And he put it on. And Toad said, It even has the silver button. I love it. And Frog said, Well, Toad, I love you. The end. Good listening, everybody. Well, that reminds me, because it's a button story, of a very silly button song. So you guys can help me with this. It goes like this. Ready? Hey, my name is Joe, and I work in a button factory. I have a dog, 3 kids, and a family. One day my boss came to me. She said, Joe, are you busy? I said no. She said, push this button with your right hand. Can you guys go like this now? Or if you want, you can push the button like this. Well, hey, my name is Joe, and I work in a button factory. I have a dog, 3 kids, and a family. One day my boss came to me. She said, hey, Joe, Are you busy? I said no. She said, push this button with your left hand. Hey, my name is Joe, and I work in a button factory. One day, my boss came to me. She said, hey, Joe, are you busy? I said no. She said, push this button with your left foot. Hey, my name is Joe, and I work in a button factory. I have kids, and a dog, and a family. One day, my boss came to me. She said, hey, Joe, are you busy? I said no. She said, push this button with your left leg. Ready? So now you have to jump. Hey, my name is Joe, and I work in a button factory. I have a dog, 3 kids, and a family. One day, my boss came to me. She said, hey, Joe, are you busy? I said no. She said, push this button with your head. Hey, my name is Joe, and I work in a button factory. I have a dog, 3 kids, and a family. One day, my boss came to me. She said, hey, Joe, are you busy? I said, yes! Whew! That was so hard, wasn't it? Oh my gosh, but you guys did great. Oh, well, I think you should sit back down. You're probably tired from all of that button factory work. And now we have a book called Mrs. Mole, I'm Home. This is by Jarvis. And one thing you might know about moles, or maybe you don't, is that they do not have very good eyesight. So keep that in mind. It had been a very long day at work for Morris Mole. His feet were aching and his eyes were so tired. Looks like he works in a restaurant. He couldn't wait to get home to Mrs. Mole and the children. But he had a problem. He couldn't find his glasses anywhere. Well, Morris said to himself, I ought to know the way back home by now. Do you guys see where his glasses are that he's been looking for? I think they're on top of his head. And so off he burrowed. Up he popped. Mrs. Mole, children, I'm home, said Morris. I'm not your wife, said Mrs. Bunny. You're not our daddy, said the bunny children. Oh dear, terribly sorry. My mistake, said Morris. And up he popped. I'm home, my little ones. Give your daddy a kissy kissy, said Morris. This isn't your home, said the owl family. You're kissing our tree, said Baby Owl. Oh dear, bluff, yuck. I'm awfully sorry, spluttered Morris, and off he burrowed. Up he popped. I'm home, my gorgeous family. Gosh, it's chilly in here. Let's get a fire going, said Morris. It's always cold here, said Baby Penguin. It's Antarctica. This certainly isn't your home, said Daddy Penguin. Oh, dear, goodbye, chattered Morris, and off he burrowed. Up he popped. I'm home, my darlings, and how marvelous. You've run me a bath, said Morris. This is our swamp, not a bath, snapped Crocodile, and you better skedaddle before we have you for dinner. Oh dear, that's not very neighborly, yelped Morris, and off he burrowed. Oh, Morris had burrowed his way into many different homes. He'd gone from the restaurant to the bunny burrow, to the owl residence, to the penguin cave, to the crocodile swamp, but not one was his. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, I'll never find my way home, cried Morris. But then he smelled something familiar, something delicious. Worm noodles. Up he popped. Mrs. Mole, little ones, I'm finally home, said Morris. Oh, I am so happy to see you, said Morris. Dad, we're over here. Oh dear, my mistake. I can't see anything without my glasses, said Morris. They're on your head, silly, said the children. We missed you. We were so worried, said Mrs. Mole. And I missed you, said Morris. I will never lose my glasses again. Do you promise, Daddy? I promise, said Morris. Mrs. Mole, I'm home. Uh-oh, looks like you might have lost them again. The end. All right, well, our next story about losing something and then finding it again is called Penguin and Pinecone. Well, one day, Penguin found something very special. It was too brown to be a snowball, too hard to be food, and too prickly to be an egg. Does anybody know what this is? That's right, it's a pine cone. Whatever you are, you're cold, said Penguin, and he got busy knitting a scarf. Penguin loved his new friend, and they had all sorts of wonderful adventures together. But one day, Penguin said, "Uh-oh, what's wrong with my new friend?" Penguin's grandpa said, "It's too cold here. Penguin belongs in the forest, far, far away. He can't grow big and strong on the ice." Penguin sighed. "Oh, I'd better take you home, Pinecone." So Penguin packed his sled for the journey, and then they both got into it, and off they went. Whoosh. Soon they found the forest. Penguin dug Pinecone a little hole and put him in it. "Now you'll stay warm," he said. Then it grew hotter and hotter, and soon it was too hot for Penguin to stay. So he got back on his sled without Pinecone, and away he went. "Goodbye, Pinecone. You'll always be in my heart." Time passed and passed, and Penguin grew big and strong, but he wondered about his friend Pinecone. Had Pinecone gotten big and strong? Finally, Penguin decided that he needed to find out, and so he got out his sled and he went whoosh, 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 until he got to the forest where he had left Pinecone. And do you know what he saw? He saw his friend Pinecone, who had grown bigger and stronger than Penguin ever could have imagined. But he still had that lovely scarf. Penguin and Pinecone played and played. Well, Penguin made Pinecone's new friends. Lots of different nice things. And finally, Penguin said it was time for him to go home because it was too hot for him. But every winter, he came and visited his friend Pinecone and Pinecone's new friends. They stayed apart, but they were always in each other's hearts, because when you give love, it grows. The end. Isn't that such a sweet story? I just think it's so nice. All right, well, we've got one last book, but before we do that, you know what? It was really rainy this morning, and that made me think that we should do a little rain song. So let's do this one. Can you move your fingers around? Raindrops, raindrops falling all around. Pitter patter on the rooftops. Pitter patter on the ground. Here is my umbrella, it will keep me dry. When I go walking, I hold it so high. Should we do it once more? Raindrops, raindrops falling all around. Pitter patter on the rooftops, pitter patter on the ground. Here is my umbrella, it will keep me dry. When I go walking, I hold it so high. Good job. Our last book comes from Holly Hobby, and this is called Elmer and Pinkie. Elmer had plenty of friends. He lived alone, but he wasn't lonely. He seldom left his dwelling without being greeted by a neighbor. It was a pleasant feeling. Still, something was missing. A best friend, he thought. A companion, his grandfather suggested, helping Elmer over a big word. Yes, a companion, Elmer repeated. That's exactly what I mean. Having a bunch of friendly neighbors is not the same as having a best friend. Elmer thought this over, then asked, How do you get one? It just happens, his grandfather told him. You'll know. One afternoon, when Elmer was enjoying a sunny moment, Pinkie the skunk came waddling along. What a beautiful day, Elmer. Can I join you? Asked Pinkie. Please do, said Elmer. I hear you are looking for a best friend. How will you find one? Pinkie asked. According to my grandpa, it just happens, said Elmer. Well, if you're nocturnal, your best friend would have to stay up all night too, whispered Pinkie. Definitely, Elmer agreed. He might be out in the woods right now. It's not happening, admitted Elmer to his grandfather. There don't seem to be any spare best friends around. Maybe you're looking too hard, his grandfather suggested. Be patient. There's a best friend for everyone. The next day, while Elmer was contentedly picking blueberries, a bear cub came tumbling toward him, eager to play. Stay back, Elmer cried. You'll get stuck with my quills. Stay back. But the cub kept coming, running circles around Elmer. Help, Elmer shouted. With a sudden, great commotion, the mother bear burst through the branches. Nothing was more fierce, Elmer knew, than a mother bear protecting her cub. Help, he shouted louder than before. Responding to danger, his body arched into a prickly ball. Help! Then he saw Pinkie enter the fray, and an unmistakable scent filled the air. Pinkie, cried Elmer. Is that you? Snatching up her cub, the mother bear vanished into the woods. You were so brave, Elmer said. You saved me. Bears can't stand the smell of skunk, Pinkie says. It makes them faint. I like it, Elmer said. It's so you. Elmer's blueberry pie came out beautifully, but this was where the best friend came in. More than half the pleasure of a blueberry pie was sharing it. Couldn't wait for Pinkie to taste it. Elmer suddenly paused. Yes, he definitely wanted Pinkie to be the first to taste it. What did that mean, he asked himself. Pinkie was grooming himself near the old fallen birch tree he lived in. You're so clever and kind, Elmer told him. Why don't you have a special friend? No one wants to be best friends with a skunk, said Pinkie. I stink. Only in emergencies, Elmer said. But guess what? I found my best friend. He was right under my nose all along. I can't wait to meet him, said Pinkie. It's you, Elmer exclaimed. That is, if you'd like me to be your best friend, too. It just happened, like you said it would, Elmer told his grandpa. You make a pair, the uncle told him. I love being nocturnal, Elmer said. Pinkie agreed. The end. All right. Well, friends, now we are at that time where you start sitting down, and then when you hear the magic words, knees up, you can jump up and dance. Let's see. There was a robot from France who didn't know how to dance. The only thing that she could do was knees up, Mother Brown. Oh, knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, never let the breeze up. Knees up, Mother Brown. Sit back down. Penguin found his friend, so it was all okay in the end. The only other thing that he could do was knees up, Mother Brown. Oh, knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, never let the breeze up. Knees up, Mother Brown. Sit back down. Froggy would just like to say, thanks for coming to Storytime today. The only other thing that she can do is knees up, Mother Brown. Oh, knees up, Mother Brown. Ribbit. Knees up, Mother Brown. Ribbit. Knees up, never let the breeze up. Knees up, Mother Brown. Faster! Knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, never let the breeze up. Knees up, Mother Brown. Woo! Wiggle, wiggle fingers, right up to the sky. Wiggle, wiggle fingers, wave them all goodbye. Thank you for listening to stories today. You can keep up with us by hitting subscribe on AADL TV here on YouTube, and then you can see all of our story times. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.